Iran's role in this region.
There is no role for Iran in this region. Eritrea is not for sale. Eritrea is not for sale, not for
coming
Iran.
into your country, that you've got camps
no
within.
Sudanese government or official has said that, because they can't prove that. And it's said in the name of Sudanese officials and to the Sudanese government. This is a deliberate distortion of facts.
Take this country off the war footing.
It's not a problem with Ethiopia. We've never had any problems with Ethiopia. We worked with these people for almost 2 decades to remove a government in Ethiopia, and we wanted to see a relationship between Eritrea and Ethiopia based on Ethiopia. Ethiopia does not have the resource and the means to block any decision of arbitration and implementation. So it's a cover-up for the failure of the misguided policies of the United States in the Horn of Africa.
A lot of people raise your support with Al-Shabab, you being a Christian leader, that being a Muslim organization.
It's nonsensical.
And it's not to fight the proxy war against
this is a joke.
Ethiopia?
This is a joke. I don't want to blame anyone for fantasize about going to war. We have been there for so many decades, almost 2 generations. At least we will not be like Kenya, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Somalia, Sudan. We are better off. We are number 1 in this continent. Where do you mean?
In the world.
The whole world. The whole world. Outside liars. A bunch of liars may not be my friends. The whole world now is behind Eritrea. Everybody is asking.
Justify.
Why? It's again you're assuming that you are talking on behalf of the people of this country. Let the people talk.
I'm asking you how you would define.
The people will have place. What are they saying? That's where I come to say this is a mockery of justice.
You talk about religion. A lot of people raise your support with Al-Shabab, you being a Christian leader, that being a Muslim organization.
It's nonsensical.
And it's not to fight the proxy war against.
This is a joke.
Ethiopia?
This is a joke. I don't want to blame anyone for what has been said here or there. What are the evidences? How can you explain the fact that Eritrea supports this? Or I do not promise anyone. I do not promise anyone. It's like a very wealthy person who controls everything and promises people that is going to tip them today, tip them tomorrow, tip them next day. We never do promises. The people here don't.
You promised democracy?
No one here promises anybody anything.
You can't even.
There is nothing. There is no commodity called democracy.
Come from, and what do you think was behind that?
Then again, this is another lie. I mean, how can you possibly believe that there was an assassination attempt? Why would you imagine this was there? It never occurred, and it came as a surprise when I heard that. I said, these people are crazy. They are out of their mind. They are not even in need of feeding. Go and feed the people of the victims of Katrina. Go and feed the people in Haiti if you really want to.
So there's no food or aid problem.
We don't need any food. We can feed ourselves. And I'm bothered. Why do you want to feed us?
Because 2/3 of your population are starving.
Why do people want to spoon feed us when we have enough food?
But then how come 2/3 of the population are not getting that
It's a good exercise for a journalist to ask questions about a number of things, but to come up with a pack of lies, a pack of fabrications, and try to prove them by putting them as very innocent questions and trying to give credibility or trying to discredit your sources. You're discrediting the sources, you're discrediting the United Nations when you come and tell things in the name of the United Nations when the United Nations has not said anything like that. And how can it's compromising your credibility as a media outlet and coming up with a pack of lies and trying to prove to them, to anyone.
They're fleeing from the country. Of course, sort of the most high-profile one you've had, the football team which disappeared in Kenya, they're seeking asylum. Those athletes in Scotland, they're also seeking asylum. So
this is news to me. It's news to
Really?
me. Really. I've never heard anything like that, and I'm not bothered if people go there, if they ask for asylum here or there, if they're looking for jobs in the United
asylum last year alone, and that 1,800 crossover every month into Sudan. Why are they leaving the country?
These are lies. These are your lies.
So people are not leaving the country? That's another United Nations
give me
estimate.
the evidences. Give us the evidences. We would like to see evidence. You name it. You are using these lies to serve an agenda for destabilizing this region.
I would never do anything to
But
attempt
you're
to
telling me
destabilize the region. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the truth.
Lies without providing any evidences and trying to blame it on the United Nations. Sometimes when the United Nations has not said anything, blame it on the government of Sudan when Sudan has not said anything.
Okay, let's talk. What about freedom of the press, freedom of the speech? Eritrea jails more journalists than any other country in the world. Why do you have to resort to
These are lies.
You don't jail journalists. They are all lying.
Where are these evidences in the first place? We never went. We didn't went. And this is again another boring joke based on fabrications.
What, can anybody leave the country when they want to?
Did you enjoy the show? It's crazy. It's an imagination of people who can only be categorized as insane, who will fantasize on things that do not exist in real
and around the region. Is that also a fabrication?
This is another joke. This is another joke.
I mean, how can your country That's from the United Nations.
It's boring. It's boring. When jokes are repeated again and again, it becomes so boring. This is a fantasy. This is a fantasy. This is a fantasy in the minds of those who want to sell this idea and create a sense of threat and fear in this region so that they can manipulate it for their own agendas. There is no refinery in the first place in Assad. There is no presence for anyone who want to go yesterday or tomorrow. You can go and see who is there and who is not.
Next Vietnam?
This is a joke. This is giving Eritrea beyond its means. These are fabrications. These are allegations without any facts to prove them on the ground. And it's sometimes a surprise why people want to sell these lies to any sensible person. Logically understand this contradictory
That's why I'm asking you.
Why would you ask? Why would you ask without evidences? It's a surprise to me. It's even a joke to me.
So Iranian Revolutionary Guards.
Where are the evidences? Where are the evidences? Can you prove to anyone that I would invite you to go to Shabab and see there is no refinery there. This is a joke. There is no refinery there.